Welcome to the start of the new season for Los Alamitos Griffin soccer. We're facing the Barons from Fountain Valley. For this team here at Los Alamitos, it's a new coach, a lot of new players. For Fountain Valley, it's a revenge game for the losses that they received at the hands of the Griffins last season. So we should see a lot of hitting, hard action, and some good soccer play. Hosting here is with me is Trey Scharlin, our former coach and Sunset Coach of the Year a few years back. Trey, what do you see out there?
I think it's going to be a great matchup today between Fountain Valley and Los Alamitos. It's been a long tradition of battles between the two programs for many years. Fountain Valley is returning a few more players than Los Al. They have the returning defensive MVP in Joel Baker, and also have Saez, who's a returning player as well, both excellent players. But I think Los Al coming in with the youth and playing on the home field of the first game of the league always makes it an exciting match.
I agree. Los Al's been somewhat a surprise to their parents, the coaches, and the fans. A pleasant one, in that with such a new team with 3 starting freshmen, that they did quite well in the South Bay tournament during the Christmas holiday. So we'll discuss more of that as this game progresses, and let you know, what the future will be.
This edition of LATV3's Game of the Week is brought to you by family and friends of the Los Alamitos Boys Soccer Booster Club. By College Funding, helping families with financial aid analysis and choosing colleges that give the best financial aid packages. We take the headaches out of sending your student to college. By The Fish Company. We're fanatical about freshness, and we're fanatical about Los Al soccer. By Front Door Properties. Let Front Door Properties open the front door to a successful real estate experience. By Georgie's Place, American and Greek Grill, dine in or take out. Georgie's Place supports Los Al soccer. By Captanis Chiropractic, family practice, nutrition, and pediatrics. Go Los Al soccer. By Marcus Dunsworth, family dentistry, supporting youth athletics in the communities of Los Alamitos and Long Beach for 18 years. Farmers and Merchants Bank, California's strongest bank with 20 branch locations serving Long Beach, the South Bay, and Orange County. And very special thanks to Kevin Pierce of Diamond Rentals for providing equipment for LATV3's Game of the Week.
Dee Dee, don't do this.
Walter, there's something calling me out there. I have to go find it.
Every weekend, millions of middle-aged adults head out the door to take on a new sport. Or pick up where they left off in a sport they haven't played in years. This is a good thing, but there could be a downside. New physical activities bring new stresses to bones, muscles, and joints. A good reason to take new sports one step at a time, with plenty of stretching and warming up. And remember, weekend warriors are flirting with danger. Your body does a better job avoiding injuries with a sensible fitness program you follow every day. Fitness is good, but exercise common sense. A public service message from the American Academy of Orthopedic Surgeons, who remind you to get up, get out, and get moving.
I'm back.
Ole.
Here we are. We're at the start, getting ready to start the game. First game of this year's season for the Los Alamitos Griffins. We are in white for those of you who aren't familiar with our colors, and Fountain Valley visiting in their dark blue. We're waiting for our center refs today is Gerard Mangan, and he's doing the centers. We've got on The head ref, Kim Nimmons, and Dean Orman is our second.
Oh, we got the first foul. Looks like Fountain Valley is getting ready to set the tone of the game. They want to get in early and play a little bit physical against La Salle. With a young team, I think that's going to be Jason's approach for this year.
So I think he's going to see whether he can push around the defense.
Yeah, maybe try and intimidate a little bit early and try and create something. It's like La Salle's sticking with a similar lineup they've been going with the last few games. I think one of the biggest shocks now, though, is to see Mitchell Bush moved up from the JV team and is getting a chance to start in the midfield for La Salle today.
Yeah, Mitchell Bush had a great South Bay when he was playing with a lot of physicalness.
Fountain Valley's always been dangerous on their set pieces, so have a throw-in early on in the game is a dangerous thing.
Okay, Wyatt Martin, the centerpiece of our defense.
Wyatt's been a fixture and a leader in the center back role for La Salle the last couple years. Sophomore Corey Montano drawing a foul again. He's very strong on the ball and difficult to knock off the ball. So to see him post up like that is very hard for the defenders to defend him.
That's true. Corey's working hard at practice, I'm told, to learn to keep his hands down, which is how he seems to attract those fouls. He just uses his physical dominance, which is strong and something that La Salle needs this season. David Seiss, Fountain Valley headed it out, and if David plays his normal game, he's going to try to clear that ball downfield and not let La Salle get anywhere close.
Big things La Salle's going to have to worry about today again is Joel Baker up front, number 18. Joel's got 12 goals on the year in the last 10 matches for Fountain Valley. So I think if Wyatt can keep a good eye on Joel and mark him out of the game, it's definitely going to improve our opportunities to get the first win of the Sunset League. Danny Suits making a run at the players. It's one of the strong points of Danny Suits is running at players, and it's something I think he needs to do more of this game to be successful for La Salle. Again, a very young team for La Salle today, with only 3 returners from last year's varsity team playing on the field, and the goalkeepers returning. Very young team with the experience at this level, so it's going to be a lot of developmental game for them to play a Sunset League match.
The cross from Montano to Stanley Montemer. Goalie comes out.
Oh, unlucky. Great ball.
Unlucky. Good. Nice follow-up by Suits.
Yes, great follow-up by Suits. But the original ball behind the defense by Sammy Montemer was an excellent ball to split the defenders, making it very difficult for them to defend.
There's one of our freshmen, number 16, Timothy Sale. He's been improving with every game as the season's gone on. And learned that put some toughness in his game going against these older players.
3 freshmen, or with as many freshmen as they have on the team this year, and with the freshmen starting that they do, I can't remember a La Salle team in the past few years that had as many freshmen starting as they do.
Now this is a talented freshman class. There's not that all of our classes aren't talented, but in sports it seems to be cyclic, and there's just a lot of young players. It might be the club system that developed about big time in Los Alamitos 4 or 5 years ago, and now we're reaping the benefits by having skilled players moving in as freshmen. It's a definitely moved from going to club in the high school as opposed to going from ASO in the high school.
No, it definitely is, and it's amazing to see too the progression of the players from their freshman to sophomore years on up to their senior years. So if you got as many freshmen starting as they do now to the next development of the next couple of years of this program, are going to be exciting to watch. Still see a few puddles on the field, and making the footwork a little bit interesting for the defender. So. And LaSalle seems to be getting the better of the calls today. The referee seems to be putting the calls towards LaSalle way. So. Early foul by Mitchell Bush. It's one of his strong suits, is getting into the challenges and into the tackles. He will continue to stay with the defender even if he gets beat, but he does have that tendency to foul player. But in the area, he was smart foul there. He was beat, and they were a little outnumbered, so it was a very smart foul in that area. And there's the puddles in the water making a factor in this game.
They called a corner. Amazingly, the floating line in the pond.
Corey Montano coming back from the forward position to win that header in the box on that free kick there. So LaSalle looking to defend with numbers and make sure they have everybody marked up.
Hey guys, short. Come on guys.
It's good service in.
Bring it back. All right, well done.
It's always one of those difficult areas there. The ball is served in high inside the 6-yard box, whether the keeper should make the decision to come out and get it, or the defender needs to clear it out. So good early communication from Leibowitz to get them to clear that ball out. So we take away that confusion. Ooh, no miss. You can see right there the skill of Joel Baker and why he's one of the captains and one of the leading scorers for this team.
These are always an interesting matchup with a number of players that know each other, having played in tournaments out of the school. In fact, I think LaSalle has 2 players on the field right now, number 8 Crooks and Danny Suits, who basically play for a club that has a lot of Fountain Valley players on it. So it's an interesting mix, and to watch the energy between these guys. I think they play better than they know the people on the other teams.
Yeah, little bragging rights when you get back to the club season, and always exciting. That's one of the exciting things about high school soccer, away from the club soccer, is you get that chance to play against your buddies and have the bragging rights of the schools.
Good effort by Corey. He lost his balance. I put that arm out and wound up giving a foul.
LaSalle starting to put a little bit of the physical nature of the game into it, maybe answering some of the early challenges by Fountain Valley. Wyatt having to get in and get dirty early in the game as a ball stopped early in the puddle inside the box. That's a dangerous spot for that puddle to be.
It certainly is. But fortunately, this field drains quite well. I mean, it's hard to believe that we had so much rain the last couple of days, and we only have a couple mud puddles on it. Hopefully, the rain will hold off. So much for our partly cloudy and sunny day today, but it beats the last week.
Yes. Have a little dry spell here to get this game in.
Okay. Sammy's going to look for Corey. Bad luck. one of our younger players, Donald Crandall. I believe that he's out there at Daniels. Crandall is number 19. Another very physical player.
That was a smart decision by Daniel to play the ball out for the throw in there. The footing not too sure over in those areas, and being a young player, not having the experience. Just play simple, play within yourself, and play the smart balls out even if you need to.
You can really see the experience of Fountain Valley with David Zayas really shortening up the field. He won't give you much field to play on. Number 8 is a all-league player out of Fountain Valley.
And all-league and returning defensive MVP of the Sunset League last year.
Right.
Starting to see the possession needle of the games change a little bit. First 10 minutes or so, La Salle was controlling much of the possession of the game. Fountain Valley starting to settle down and getting a little bit better of the possession. Good challenge by Wyatt Martin to step up and win that ball early.
Again, David Cyrus will say his name a lot today. He's doing one of his common moves is just to run the field down the center, just use his size and his speed to intimidate the players.
Hey, Daniel, help him out, Daniel.
Sammy Montemer going 1v1 here. Nice ball into Ryan Cook on the overlap.
Okay, Crooks, let's see him go.
He wins a throw-in for La Salle.
Yeah, Ryan's coming back from an injury last year where he didn't play much soccer when he broke his leg. So he refuses, his mother says he refuses to sit out. Whenever he gets in, they'll probably have to kill him to get him out of the game this year.
He's a kid that has a lot of passion for the game and loves playing the game. Had a chance to work with Ryan since he's about 12 years old, and to see the development of many of these kids is quite exciting. Anytime you come off an injury like that and step right back into the role that he stepped into is a testament to the kid and his passion. Not too sure about that one. Looked like both players went pretty straight up for the ball.
Yep. I agree with that one. Let's see.
I think referee Gerard Mangan is trying to maintain early control of this game and so it doesn't get out of hand with too much physical play. Not one of the better efforts from midfielder Jared Bryan from Fountain Valley. A little bit ambitious on that shot.
Yep. I don't think they want this game to go into overtime. Last season's game, the one that La Salle played, them went into double overtime. And it was one of the better soccer games of last season. Fortunately, the Griffins won, and so that's one reason that Fountain Valley hasn't forgotten it.
One of the last wins for Fountain Valley at La Salle was at Los Alamitos High School. Since switching over to Laurel, Fountain Valley has been unable to beat La Salle on their home field. Has not been a very lucky field for Fountain Valley.
Okay, we've got a cross through. Okay, You know, we've got as our goalkeeper La Salle this year. For this particular game, we have Adam Lebowitz, who was in Rossmore La Salle and then transferred up to Washington. So he was out of the area most of his high school career. Came back last year and trying to find a place on this year's team and trying to get back into the soccer program, which is pretty close-knit in this neighborhood.
And you've got two excellent goalkeepers on the bench with Jonathan and Evan. So it's not a difficult or not an easy mistake there. As we speak about it there. Just not confident enough when he was coming out on whether he should catch it or punch it.
You have to make your decision one way or the other.
It's always a difficult ball for goalkeepers when that ball's floated in there to that dangerous area. Again, not making. We're going to have another look at. We were going to have another look at the goal, but we're getting on with the game. It's going to be difficult for La Salle to. When you give up a goal that way, it's difficult as a mentality of a player to fight back from that. But Leibowitz is going to have to forget about it and keep on playing, keep his team fired up, and see if La Salle can get the equalizing goal right away. If they can get the equalizing goal right away, it changes again the momentum of the game for them.
That's true. That's one of the things that the coach has been working. George Captain has been working with our goalies. If bad luck happens, an error happens, shake it off and move on.
That's the beauty of goalkeepers. They need to be very confident in their skills and what they can do. There's a dangerous opportunity for La Salle here. Free kick just outside the box, deep. From that area, it's going to be a little harder driven in ball than you would get from the corner kick because the man about 15 yards closer. So it's a good opportunity for La Salle right here. Oh, good ball. Good decision. Nice short ball played in with a dummy. Unfortunately, just took a little nick on a defender from Fountain Valley as it was squirting through. Wyatt Martin working back from the sweeper position to get forward to draw that foul there. So La Salle starting to push a little bit more numbers now forward to try and get that equalizer. Oh, great ball by Corey Montano. And returning back from Sammy. Oh, it took a little funny bounce.
Yep, bad luck on that bounce.
Great combination play between Corey and Sammy. It looks to seem they're starting to get a little better connection than they had earlier on in the season.
Okay. Wes Fader put down on that little run at Fountain Valley.
That's defensive midfielder Wes Fader, who's a freshman as well, showing the confidence there to go at players. A little ambitious shot by Sammy, maybe a little out of his range from that area, but not a bad effort to have a chance at goal.
Okay, we've got Wyatt protecting Jerry Hardy, moving the ball forward to Suits. Suits looking across the field.
Again, you're seeing the skills of Danny Suits going out 1v1 with players. He's very hard to read and take off the ball when he's going at you one-on-one. I see a little retaliation foul there.
Number 14, Sean McKinney.
Hey, so Sean and Corey kind of battle up there a little bit. Corey got the better of him, so Sean doing the retaliation foul.
Yeah.
And two players starting to warm up for the La Salle bench right now. Number 14, Bo Campbell, the Campbell brothers, and also number 12, David Sanchez. Or sorry,
I
not
think it's
David.
Craig.
Craig Sanchez. David
Yeah,
Sanchez.
David played for you.
Yeah, his older brother David played for me. The Sanchez brothers showing quite a tradition in La Salle.
Yeah, Greg has one of the great, really strong finish. You get up there and he's got great accuracy. He's just having to get his skills back up after a layoff this summer.
Greg, known for his left foot, he's got a solid left foot. Many of the finishes he does get come from that left foot.
Yep.
So it's not very many left-footed players in the game, so they're very difficult for the defenders to judge and go. As you know, your
Yep.
son is a very talented left-footed player.
Well, thank you. They are. It's natural for people to defend to the right.
It's like Ryan Cook's coming off for Greg Sanchez. It's like Ryan maybe took a little bit of a knock. He's carrying a little bit of his leg there as he comes off the field.
Mitchell Bush trying to go through the two defenders there.
White just releasing the pressure as the ball's played back from Danny Suits, just calmly playing it up and out of the field. Unlucky turn by Jerry Hardy. I think he was looking to get a little deflection and try and win the throw-in for La Salle. We got quite a few fans showing up today for the season opener, despite the weather, not knowing what's going on. So, what do we say, about 10,000 today?
Yeah. I believe
give or take a few.
Next week we have our La Salle has its first night game over in the new fields on Bloomfield next to McCullough.
Playing the McCullough Fields, playing Marino. Program on the rise in the Sunset League.
It definitely is.
For many years, Marina was not one of the better programs in the Sunset League, but when Jeff Schofield, the Marina head coach, came in 5 years back, he really turned that program around. Well covered by Adam. Ball skipped a little bit on Greg and misjudged it a little bit there. It's squeaked through to number 22, Joanne Valep, but Leibowitz had it covered very well. Covered the near post, took away his angles, forcing him to play the ball well.
Timothy Sale, one of the Sale brothers. Tim is a freshman who's got great speed and just tenacity. For his size, when he grows, matures, he'll be one heck of a physical player.
Yeah, it was a good collection by Timothy, and then a nice effort on the ball through. He saw Corey Wright making the run, tried to slot him in behind, just got a bit unlucky that it didn't sneak in behind the defender for Corey. But good vision by Timothy to play that ball through. The Los Alamitos girls team starting to show up now to support the boys. They got a big game against Esperanza coming tomorrow. Another big rival for Los Alamitos. Again, Los Alamitos men's team will be playing Esperanza on Friday.
I hope the rain holds off. But I'm sure a lot of these fans will make that drive up the 91 out to Esperanza.
Yeah, Esperanza, big rival for Los Alamitos in every sport. It's one of those games when I had the opportunity to coach here at Los Alamitos, never had the problem of getting the players up ready to play. They always fought hard against Esperanza.
It'll be curious. They're finally going to build that other high school up there at Esperanza, which should have their student body. I'd be curious to see how that affects their programs. They seem to have a much larger number of potential athletes coming out of Esperanza than we have at Los Alamitos.
This is true. This is true. And you're looking at a school of about 4,000 students, versus a few thousand at Los Alamitos. Quite a few more players to choose from and a broader area to draw from.
Watch the water.
In that puddle, playing havoc for Los Al's defense.
Here's Mitchell.
Oh, won by Mitchell Bush. Oh, big tackle from number 6, Danny Caputo for Fountain Valley. Oh, great ball in behind the defense for Sammy. See if we can get on the end of it. Well, coming from his left side is not the best area he wanted it to. Trying to get it with the outside of that left foot instead of taking it onto his right. But when you got a talented left foot like that, you got to stick with it. Well done by defender Timothy. For a freshman to show the composure like that is impressive.
Look at the heat. Great movement by Timothy Faya.
And Sammy Montemer using his body quite well, shielding the ball and winning the throw-in for La Salle.
Maybe like twice every twice every quarter.
There it goes. Let's see. Mitchell.
It's a better spell from La Salle here now. They're starting to get better control of the ball, go at Fountain Valley a little bit more.
Okay, Corey, you got an offside call.
It's the first offsides of the game for both La Salle and Fountain Valley. Both teams have forwards have been able to work hard and keep doing what they're doing.
It's a good discipline to know where your defenders are.
Great ball forward by Wyatt Martin.
Wyatt Martin's to the middle to
good ball into Corey Montano.
Corey Montano is looking. Greg
He's got an around
Sanchez
defender.
is,
Oh. And you see the experience of defender David Sias for Fountain Valley to read the ball well and step in and win it in a challenge right at the right time. Timothy's stepping in, winning the ball well. He's having an excellent game today for Los Alamitos. He's been one of the notable players for Los Alamitos in the first half of the game.
Well, Coach, you have all your old fans coming here. We're quite it's nice working the game with Trey. You have all the former players coming by, waving. They love to see the guy come back.
Yeah, it's great to see the tradition in La Salle carry on. I had a great 4-year as head coach and first year under Mauricio Ingracias as a JV coach. 5 years at this program. Spent a lot of times, a lot of hours out on the soccer field. So it's great to come back and be a part of it. And like I said, to see so many of the guys that have gone on come back and still supporting the program. Greg Sanchez using that left foot to serve a nice driven ball in. Danny shoots. Oh.
Bad luck. Handball, bounced his elbow.
Bad luck. This one of those calls can go either way. Did the player play the ball or did the ball play the player? Handball.
Yeah, I think it was the latter here. But
I think Center referee Gerard Manning made the right decision in making that call. When you gain advantage either way from the handball, he should make the call. Wyatt showing his dominance in the air, stepping up and winning it, putting his name on it early, so his defender moved out of the way for him.
Wyatt Martin doing his job, feeding into Danny's suits.
Wyatt's always been a very calm, collected player in the back.
Yep.
He's showing that experience there. He's making good decisions on when to step in and win it, and he's playing very smart, simple balls, not getting himself into trouble when he steps out of the pressure. Yeah, Sammy caught just a little bit off size, trying to get back in time to check in before he makes his run when the ball's played over the top, but just not making it quite back on sides yet.
Yeah, the weather's getting chillier. For all of you fans of Lawsell Griffin soccer, you missed a great alumni game on New Year's Eve. It's at 10 o'clock at the high school every New Year's Eve, rain or shine. And it was played with the alumni after 4 inches of rain have dropped. And to watch Trey and these young guys and not so young other guys play was incredible. Had a great barbecue after. Great time. People enjoyed it. And as one of our alumni said when he was driving up from his home in San Diego, it was raining and he said, I knew they'd be there. So he made the drive and we were there.
Yeah, it's always been a great time, the alumni game. A tradition that's growing and growing every year at LaSalle. Have the alumni come back and play. Unfortunately, due to the rain this year, head coach Donovan Martinez decided to sit the varsity team. Normally, the alumni get a chance playing this year's varsity team, but with the rain, opting to sit the players out to avoid injury and sick. But it was great to see, 20-some-odd alumni guys show up in the pouring rain and play. Come out still enjoying playing. Such notable players from LaSalle as Mike Munoz, who's just finished his last year playing up at Cal.
Right.
You got Cameron Colovis, who was an all-league and all-CIF player. LaSalle, the year they won CIF in 2002. And also the offensive MVP, playing up at USF with the defensive MVP and CIF MVP, defensive MVP, and Jeremy Ewell, goalkeeper up at USF. And David Miller, who graduated last year, was playing down at UCI. He had quite a few other players. Jonathan Bornstein, who started out at Pomona and transferred to UCLA and did quite well at UCLA this year.
I think a lot of the fun was to have the guys come back and the guys that who no longer play college soccer got a chance to see how good their buddies have gotten after all the experience playing at different levels.
Yeah, it's definitely a different level at the college level, different speed of the game, different strengths. They get some big guys out there, so the maturity of the players is exciting to see. It's great for these young guys to get a chance to see guys like Mike Munoz and Cameron Colovis and Jonathan Bornstein come back and maybe give them a little inspiration of what they can go on and achieve. It's a little bit of a late challenge there by Mitchell Bush. Again, like I said early on in the game, he's known for his tackling. That's what his job is to do in the midfield, is win the ball. And when you're a strong tackler like that, sometimes you win it, sometimes you're in a little late. So, again, you're seeing one of the strengths of Mitchell Bush for the midfield for LaSalle. Miscommunication by Fountain Valley there. The defender looking for Danny Caputo to hold on to the ball and not play it back. And Danny playing and making a mistake, but good pressure by Greg Sanchez. It's like Greg stepping off the field and letting Bo Campbell come in for him now. Bo, one of the Campbell twin brothers, both with excellent speed and good vision in the game, so he's exciting to watch out on the outside. He gets a chance to go one-on-one
Right,
and show that
yeah.
speed.
He's also a very physical player.
Yeah. LaSalle switching to maybe a little bit more of a speed, not going so much with size now, but going with speed. You got some really speedsters out there with Danny Suits and Bo Campbell and Corey Montano, and then of course Sammy Montemer, known for his speed. That was an effort from Sammy. Got a chance to turn it, get it on that left foot he wanted. Had a nice strike.
I think he wanted a little bit more height on that one.
Yeah, a little more height, and I think he had a little more time on the ball. He could have maybe got a little more out of it, but trying to make something happen. And for LaSalle, he's putting the pressure on the goalkeeper though. We haven't had too many shots in the game today, so it's one of the better opportunities we've had in the first half.
Well, he and David are having words, going back and forth with each other. Probably just David telling him, hey, Sammy, you're not scoring.
Yeah, something you touched on earlier in the game, the amount of players that are on opposite sides of each other in this game and going against each other that play week in and week out on the club and against each other. So get to carry a little bit of that over and keep the trash talking going.
That's definitely true. That's one of the, as you said earlier, it's the fun part of the game. Another one of our freshmen out there, that was Venegas. His brother played, graduated last year, playing up at Cal Poly.
Yeah, playing at Cal Poly Pomona with Jason Warren, who was on the 2002 CIF team, and also
we got Seema up there.
Yeah, Sean Seema as well, who was one of the keys to the success of LaSalle's 2002 CIF run, playing defensive midfield behind Cameron Clovis.
Okay, Zach Rothman, number 18.
Number 18, Zach Rothman checking into the game. Zach's known for his skill. He's quite tricky on the ball and very difficult to defend. Not the biggest kid, again, LaSalle going a little bit smaller size, but maybe a little more skill and a little more pace.
Definitely going for quickness. Definitely going for quickness.
Oh, good idea. Unlucky. Nice idea by Timothy to play that early ball in. Sammy just not quite reading it enough to make the run early.
For many of our viewers, we have Donovan Martinez. Coach Martinez played at Fresno State. Yeah, he's a passion for the game, as all these coaches, including the one sitting next to me, has for soccer at all levels. But really working hard to develop and keep the winning tradition alive at Los Alamitos.
You got assistant coach Benny Arteaga, who's also the assistant coach up at Cerritos College with the men's team.
They had a good season this year.
Had an excellent season this year. Unfortunately, losing to Santa Ana in the state finals, but we're South Coast Conference champions and stuff. So you got quite a good coaching team this year with the experience Donovan has and both Benny have of both coaching and playing. Just bring on to these boys.
They certainly do. Benny also must be happy since he's a graduate of USC, and his Trojans went on to their back-to-back national championship. But I think in Benny's book, football is soccer. So.
In my book as well.
Danny Suits has put on a lot of muscle this year from last year. You can see him not being pushed off the ball, using that height that he got this year in his growth, and really being able to stand in there. Where last season, many times when you don't have that muscle strength, you get pushed off by some of the seniors. No one's pushing him around this year.
It's exciting to watch these young guys grow up. Chance to coach Standing when he was 11 years old, and very young, very small player then, and to see him grow up young. Well, at the end of the first half,
First half.
It's 1-0 Fountain Valley, but the better possession towards the end of the half by La Salle, I think. So hopefully La Salle can get it squared away.
Okay, thank you very much.
We'll be right back for the second half.
This edition of LATV3's Game of the Week is brought to you by family and friends of the Los Alamitos Boys Soccer Booster Club. By College Funding, helping families with financial aid analysis and choosing colleges that give the best financial aid packages. We take the headaches out of sending your student to college. By The Fish Company. We're fanatical about freshness, and we're fanatical about Los Al soccer. By Front Door Properties. Let Front Door Properties open the front door to a successful real estate experience. By Georgie's Place, American and Greek Grill, dine in or take out. Georgie's Place supports Los Al soccer. By Captanis Chiropractic, family practice, nutrition, and pediatrics. Go Los Al soccer. By Marcus Dunsworth, family dentistry, supporting youth athletics in the communities of Los Alamitos and Long Beach for 18 years. Farmers and Merchants Bank, California's strongest bank with 20 branch locations serving Long Beach, the South Bay, and Orange County. And very special thanks to Kevin Pierce of Diamond Rentals for providing equipment for LATV3's Game of the Week.
I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In that small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well.
Welcome back to the second half of the first meeting between Los Alamitos and Fountain Valley. Fountain Valley leading 1-0 right now. We're going to have a quick look at the replay of the goal. Again, a ball played in early. Little misjudgment by goalkeeper Adam Leibowitz, and sneaks in over the top.
Yeah, as you said earlier, it's one of those difficult plays where you guys make a quick decision. Am I going to punch it? I'm going to catch it. And you go in between. That's when bad things can happen.
Yeah, he would like to have that one back for sure. Right. Well, here we go, the kickoff, and get the second half rolling. Corey Montano stepping up pressure, and looks like Los Alamitos sticking with the similar lineup that they ended the first half with. And Fountain Valley as well, sticking with the same line that they ended the first half with.
Yeah, La Salle's going with a much faster offense, and it's similar, like the first half. Corey got the first foul, and he gets it again. So
Drawing the fouls again.
Corey Montano.
Hey.
I think one thing I've brought to Corey when he comes to the house, said, you know, with your physical size, you won't get the benefit of the doubt. So you somewhat have to be a little smarter.
Corey, one of those players who never feels he's doing the fouling. You know, no matter how blatant it is, it's always the referee's fault for making the call.
Yeah. Well, I think they all learned that. They watch too much NBA. What, me?
Yeah. Here's Danny Suits making a long run down the side, getting in. Forcing the defender, Danny Caputo, to foul him. Oh, great ball in. Oh, unlucky. Nice ball in by Bo Campbell. Sammy unable to get the foot onto it.
Yeah, they're going to keep, David's going to keep Sammy pretty marked up.
There's not much between these two teams right now. You know, Fountain Valley coming in 7-2. What are they? 7-2-1, and
right.
Los Alamitos coming in at 5-4-2. So not really separating much between these two teams.
Yeah, the losses were suffered by the Griffins were against top-rated teams, and it was the Servite game actually was their loss was their first game as a team, and they held them.
Again, Servite, very strong program. Usually always a top contender in the CIF. Usually finishing 1 or 2 in their league. You know, just behind Mater Dei. So again, a very tough league. So to start out the season with a team like Servite, it answers a lot of questions for you as a coach right away. Where you're at, what you need to work on.
Yeah, they played Servite in the Milliken tournament, the 7:30 in the morning game. So not only was your first game against, I think Servite is opening the season at number 2. So you get the number 2 team at 7:30 on Saturday morning.
Yeah, Los Al again facing Esperanza on Friday, the second league match, and Esperanza is 15-0 right now, so doing very well. It's going to be a very tough match, and playing at Esperanza, I can remember those cold nights out at Esperanza. It's always a tough match. Oh, good save. Good early shot in. Good save by Leibowitz. Handball. The linesman flagging for the call, but the referee finally making the call late.
Right.
I think he more called Joanne Vela again on a push rather than the handball in the box.
Yeah.
Here we go with the replay. Let's have another look at that. Oh, excellent save. Leibowitz keeping his balance, keeping his weight forward, facing the shot. Good strike in. Luckily, a little more towards him, but he had to get down quickly and make the save. So it was a world-class save by goalkeeper Adam Leibowitz today. That makes up for the little bit of the first half mistake there.
I think he shook it off. That's the mental part of the game. Getting back to Esperanza, you played there a lot of times, Trey, and their field is substantially smaller than our home field.
Yeah, well, Los Al having probably the largest field in the Sunset League, playing over here at Laurel. And the small field at Esperanza can definitely be an equalizer, especially, with speed and the ability to pass the ball around, which Los Al typically tries to be.
Right.
Play the ball a little bit more on the floor than they do in the air. So,
if I remember correctly, 3 years ago, you can throw the ball in from the corner and put it in the goal.
Yeah, if you have a long throw down at Esperanza, and they always get a big, strong crowd out there, and they're very vocal crowd, yelling a lot to the players out on the field and stuff. So it's a very difficult atmosphere to play in for these young players, and that'll be interesting to see the freshmen stepping up and playing in that atmosphere.
Right.
It'll be the first time they've had an opportunity to play in a hostile arena like that. So.
Probably one of their most hostile arenas they have because of just the dislike between the two programs.
Yeah, I mean, for two schools that are separated by as many miles as they are, we're both on the far edges of the Sunset League. for the rivalry that these two programs. But again, that stems to all the programs. I mean,
Right.
the football, the tradition between Los Al and Esperanza and the football programs has been strong for many years. Basketball, every sport, it's
Yeah,
always a battle against Esperanza.
The last year girls volleyball, you're right, it's amazing with the amount of miles between the two schools, and yet they have the visiting team to the school always has a lot of people show up.
And Keno, the head coach for Esperanza, has been there. I think he's been there around 15 years now. So he's a mainstay in the Sunset League, and a coach that all of us young guys as we came up kind of had to look to, for his experience, and also, that experience he brought is always difficult to coach against. So for Donovan, being his first year as head coach here to step up and coach against a guy with that experience. I mean, even head coach Jason Smith Crossway, I think he's been a head coach at Fountain Valley now for the past 7 years. I think 7 or 8 years. So, Jason has a lot of experience that he's bringing too. It's always difficult when you get to the league. As it was Coach here telling many of the teams I had, we could be undefeated going into the Sunset League, but the Sunset League being such a tough league a few years back, ranked one of the top leagues in the nation. Many of the teams have won CIF out of the Sunset League over the last 4 or 5 years. Marino losing in the final to Wilson a couple years ago. Us winning it 3 years ago. Esperanza winning it last year. So you had 3 Sunset League teams in the CIF finals in the last 3 years. So very difficult. Edison won it about 6 years ago, I think it was, that Edison won it. So
right. You look at the rosters of the colleges out here, you can see Sunset all over it.
Man.
And I think we've got the spirit of Katie Suits, who wants to make certain that she's heard. She's a player on the girls soccer team here at Los Al. They're here sporting their colors and also cheering the guys.
And Pat Rossi for the girls team taking his 2nd year here at Los Al after moving up from assistant coach to head varsity coach. Did quite well last year and lost in the deep rounds of CIF, and is expected to do quite well this year. Bit of a bumpy road for him in the preseason, but I know they'll be up and ready to go for the Sunset League.
Well, we're very fortunate with the Griffins this year. The infamous Nomads tournament, we didn't get too many players injured on one side. Also, in fact, we only had 3 returning players, as you said earlier, from last year's field players. We weren't as exposed as some of the other teams that have been at Los Al and have come back limping and lame from that tournament.
It's true. With Nomads tournament, one of the top tournaments in the nation for the club level players, and where many of these kids are going to get their college prospects from and get seen from the colleges to go. High school soccer being a second avenue for many of these players, where club is where they're going to get most of their exposure to colleges, and colleges come out to the high school level to see how they do in this environment, because it's such a different environment from the college game and even the club game, the high school. So,
do you agree? I think that the high school game has less finesse and more physicalness.
Yeah, it's definitely much more physical, a lot less finesse, a lot more speed of play rather than slowing the game down and knocking it around. But I think it's a vital part to the development of the players, because when you get to the higher levels of college, it is not as much of the finesse game. You got big, strong, fast guys that can run for days and keep going and working full 90 minutes. So I think in that aspect of it, the high school game helps them out a little bit. In addition to, when you play a club game, I don't think you get the opportunity to play in front of fans and as many people. You show up and your mom and dad are there, and your grandma and grandpa if you're lucky. That's about it. And as you get up in the years, a few college coaches and stuff out there on the sidelines. But high school, you get a chance to have your teachers come out and see you play, fellow classmates, and then again the rivalry between the schools and the pageantry is quite exciting, I think, at the high school game.
I agree. I think the beauty of the high school game is you see kids play maybe a step above what they would play on a normal basis because they're playing for their school, they're playing for the girls that are watching, they're playing for just the reputation of Griffin soccer, which in itself is a very powerful force to keep these teams competitive.
Oh, definitely, and it's Los Al has a strong tradition athletically in all sports, and I remember as a coach here, that puts a lot of pressure on you to perform, and you expected to perform by the community and teach these kids some good lessons and come out, but they want wins.
They want wins. We want Sunset Coach of the Year.
Yeah, yeah.
You don't get that if you don't win.
No. So it's difficult. So it's quite a strong atmosphere, and it's quite a fun atmosphere to be involved in. A coach, I enjoyed it quite a lot. Having that pressure, having to follow coaches like John Barnes, and to learn from their experience.
Jerry Hardy crossing over.
The ball, Danny Suits getting in on the ball. Going a little bit wide, forced out by defense by Fountain Valley, forced him out wide. He's showing a little bit of his 1v1 skills in the corner there. Corey Montano now onto the ball. He's got it on his left foot where he's not too happy with. Gets it back to his right.
Oh, bad luck.
And David Saez there for Fountain Valley, saving the day. Yep. Their goalkeeper hasn't had too much activity today for Fountain Valley, but much of that is due to David Saez's presence in the middle in the defense for Fountain Valley.
Yeah, we talked to David's father during the last club season, and I'm not sure what school he's going to, but he sure had a lot of them after him, from Irvine for a while to Davis, Santa Cruz. It's a nice place to be.
Yes. It's definitely nice when you have a few options. You look at players like Jonathan Bornstein, who was recruited by Cal Poly Pomona from Los Al after having his excellent final season. I think he ended with 24 goals or 27 goals and 24 assists on the year. So getting a lot of looks, but deciding to go to Cal Poly Pomona. But based on the performance he did have after the high school season at the club level, when he went on and was one of the top players in the National Cup, getting interest from UCLA, and UCLA kept an eye on him. And after 2 years at Pomona, UCLA went after him, and he's transferred on from Cal Poly to UCLA. So many of these players, as they develop and continue to develop, you see some good things from them and better opportunities. So.
Yeah, that's great movement from a D2 to a D1 school and you get to play.
Definitely. Well, I think we got a few Los Al players here. I know your son's trying to make some decisions on where he's looking to go next year.
It's a tough one, yeah. He's been talking to a lot of the former players, finding about what life is and finding out that playing college ball is a job.
Yes, it definitely is. And you got White Martin, who, has got to make some decisions on where he's going to go on and play. And another opportunity by Fountain Valley. Not one of their better chances, but well handled by goalkeeper Adam Leawood.
Yeah, Adam looks like he's settled down now and taking control.
I saw Coach Martinez step up to him as he walked off the field and just kind of had a few words with him, maybe just calm him down a little bit, let him know, hey, it happens. Happens to the best of us, happens at the professional level. So, you just got to move on from it and keep on playing. You got a job to do out here. He's got to get it done for Los Al. Mitchell Bush with some room to run at the players, opting to turn it back and hold it up to maybe get a little more support.
Bo Campbell.
Bo Campbell. That's one of the things Bo will do for you. The kid never gives up. He will keep fighting. I had the opportunity to coach him a little bit last year at the club level, and he would fight hard. That kid would never give up. So, and in a high school level, that can be a key role for you sometimes. The better teams don't always win the game, but the team that wants to win it a little bit more and wants to keep fighting it.
Well, that's the heart of high school.
This is true. Ball still in, riding the line over on the far side there. Just now rolling out. Los Al getting the throw in.
Okay.
Zach Rothman getting ready to check in the game for LaSalle. Just bringing off Sammy for a little breather. Sammy's been doing a lot of work up front, so it's getting a little chance to get a breather. Sammy's showing a little disappointment as he steps off the field.
Well, that's one of the things that we've worked on over the years. One of those players that likes to be on the field and has a hard time sitting on the sideline.
Oh, here's an oh, well defended. Yep. Excellent defended play by Daniel Crandall. One of the leading scorers in the Sunset League, going one-on-one with the young Daniel Crandall, and he stepped in and won the ball well, very calmly. An injured player here for Fountain Valley. Corey Montano finding a reason and playing it out of bounds, so Fountain Valley get a chance to attend to their player.
Who is that on the ground there, 22?
Johan Vela again. He's been a pretty active player for Fountain Valley, so not a shock that he's finally taken a knock.
Yeah.
In the high school rules, if the trainer comes out on the field and attends to the player, they have to step off the field. So if the coach and the trainer step out to attend to him, he's going to have to leave the game until the next available substitution.
Here come the coach and trainers out there. Hopefully early in the season, it's just a bad bruise or a cramp.
Coach Donovan Martinez taking this opportunity to talk to Sammy a little bit. I think he's trying to get him to settle down a little bit there. Maybe Sammy looking to put a little pressure on himself and try and work a little too hard to get the job done.
Right.
I think Coach Martinez is asking maybe to settle down a little bit and relax and just get the goal once they can get that tying goal.
I like Donovan's style. He's a very, he talks quietly and slowly. His idea is, he said it, if you don't know how to do it during the game, I can't tell you what to do. Because by the time you're supposed to do what I told you, the moment's gone. You need to see it happen and be able to make that decision on your own, which is difficult. A lot of these boys were used to, coach they had before would sort of haul it out the command, which you're always a second behind.
This is true. This is true. Coaching style I agree with and implemented, and a lot of players like it and some players don't. Some players look for that constant input from a coach, and other players, they want you to let them go out there and play.
Yeah.
You give them the instruction in the training sessions, and hopefully you've sent them out there.
Nice move from Bush.
LaSalle they're controlling the game at this point. I mean, having the better possession of the game, I think, than Fountain Valley, having a little bit more of the ball, a little more of the control, but just can't seem to get something going in that final little area there.
Okay.
Back three of LaSalle right now. Not really having too much to do defensively last few minutes. Sayao again showing some experience for a young guy.
There's
just lost the footing. Seeing this end of the field is definitely a little muddier than the other end of the field, so it's can be to an advantage or disadvantage of LaSalle. There's Corey Montano taking an ambitious effort from outside.
He hit a couple of those during the South Bay with that left foot of his.
Yeah, true.
I think he's got some confidence in it. You also have to take into account the ball speed off of this and also the rotation, because that ball was heading left when he tried to hit it. And there was no possible way he was going to hook that ball.
Well, Corey, a confident player, and he's going to take his opportunities when he sees them. And as a goal scorer, you want that from him.
That's true.
So, sometimes, especially in a game like this, maybe you have to be a little bit selfish and let that opportunity go and let it see what happens. Valley getting ready to take the goal kick and making a substitution there.
Who's the goalkeeper, for Fountain Valley?
Jake Molstead's in goal for Fountain Valley today. He's a junior. Fountain Valley graduating their assistant coach. Kyle Pollack was one of the outstanding Sunset League goalkeepers for quite some time, and I believe he went on to play at Cal State Fullerton Kyle did. Kyle, excellent goalkeeper, was MVP for Fountain Valley a few years ago as well. LaSalle and Fountain Valley had two of the top goalkeepers in the state,
Right.
with Kyle Polak and Jeremy Ewell both at the same time.
Yeah, I watched some of your games with Jeremy. You never forgot it when you went in after him.
Nah.
When you went in, he made sure you remembered him.
Yeah, no, he did. As a kid that exuded a lot of confidence, but that confidence, you know, went into why he ended up the season with 19 shutouts, setting the high school record for Los Alamitos. So one I think will be very difficult to beat, and then to come off a season after Jamie Ackerman,
right.
Who set the school record at 17 shutouts, and Jeremy Ewell coming in and breaking the record at 19 shutouts. We had 20 shutouts in the year, one shutout going to Brandon Rock, who was a sophomore at the time, who graduated last year as a goalkeeper here. Jeremy had a little bit of an injury and had to sit out a game. So, you know, to shut out 19 teams and to shut out Woodbridge,
right.
Who at the beginning of that year was the #1 team in the nation, and had quite a few potent scoring opportunities and scorers and stuff. Many guys have gone on to play Division I. There's 3 or 4 up at Berkeley. So,
you know, Orange County soccer is tough. Those guys are everywhere.
It is. It is. So.
We've got another substitution for Fountain Valley.
It's like
it's Mike Bonanata.
Yep,
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Number 2, Mike Bonanata going out, and number 5, Russell Funk coming back into the game. Russell started the game for Fountain Valley and then took a little break. Now he's back in. Looked like they've pushed him forward a little bit. In the first half, he was playing more on the outside defense, and now there looks to be pushing him forward in the middle to win the ball a little bit more. To stopper position.
Okay, we got a substitution. We have Mitchell Bush coming out. Sammy Montemer going in, and moving in the field.
Ooh, just narrowly missed. Danny Caputo for Fountain Valley getting in behind the defense there and having a good opportunity. I think Jerry Hardy just kind of lost track from there for a few seconds, and Danny getting wide. But again, Alan Leibowitz showing a little confidence despite the goal in the first half, and it covered the angles well, did what you need to do, forced the shot wide. It looks like LaSalle's making a little change up here. They're going to 3 up front, putting some speed and a little bit of skill up front, maybe trying to get something to happen. So going to a 3-4-3 formation, taking a defensive midfielder out of the game and putting an extra forward up front. You see
Zach Rothman.
See Zach Rothman showing the skills of Zach Rothman, and
Wyatt Martin showing his physical play.
Yeah, Wyatt again, strong, very strong kid. Wyatt was, even as a freshman when I first had a chance to work with Wyatt. Very strong kid.
Yeah, he had that hard decision to go from football, to give it up, and go 100% soccer. And we think he made the right choice.
I think he made the right choice too. I had a few words with him when he was getting ready to make that decision on which route to go. You know, obviously a tough decision to make at Los Alamitos with the football program, having the experience and the tradition and stuff they have, and the soccer program following suit there. So a very tough decision to have to make as a young player.
Yeah.
But it's difficult these days to be a multi-sport athlete.
That's true.
That you saw in the older days.
Yeah, the days of snow are long gone in Orange County sports.
Yeah, JT Snow playing varsity 3-sport athletes.
I think Wyatt and Sammy both played freshman football at LaSalle, and there was the league championship. They won the league championship that year. Had a great season. That's basically a lot of the members of the team that went on to play in the CIF finals this year. So even though they sat around and looked at football, they were happy that they're playing soccer because of the fact that they still get to play this year. Their football friend season and high school careers are finished.
Yeah,
It's a heartbreak for this kid. You talk to them and tell them you're going to miss it. And just from your players that come to say hello to you, you can see that they miss not playing.
No, definitely. And you know, I fortunately had the opportunity to have a group of guys my last year to go all the way and win CIF and in #3 in the nation and #1 in CIF and #1 in the Sunset League and #1 in the Orange County Register polls and LA Times polls. So
no wonder you were a Sunset Coach of the Year.
Yeah, back-to-back Sunset League champions and back-to-back Sunset Coach of the Year. But
got the big ring and everything.
No, but I think the exciting thing, as you were mentioning with the football players and stuff, we had 2 players, Shea Murphy and Nick Cormelis. Shea Murphy, obviously an outstanding linebacker for the Los Alamitos football team. And
yeah,
then
Nick playing at Columbia.
Yeah, playing at Columbia, decided to go the football route. And then you had Nick Cormelis, who was the kicker and field goal kicker for Los Al. You know, had the opportunity to play for some excellent Los Al football teams, and then walking away with the CIF championship ring for soccer as well. So both those guys, Nick went on to San Luis Obispo to play soccer and football, and I think now he's playing full-time football. But you know, both guys that had that opportunity, that rare opportunity to be an outstanding athlete in multiple sports. Jerry Hardy winning the ball well in the midfield for La Salle. Oh, Danny Suits getting knocked down, but not getting the call, but he got the throw-in call. So referee opted not to give the foul call, but giving it La Salle's way either way. Again, La Salle, I think, needs to start moving up front a little bit more.
Yeah, they got to do some attacking up here.
They've gone to 3 forwards up front, but you can see maybe these guys haven't played that way together too much. So here's West running down the midfield.
There's David comes out.
David coming out, showing that experience.
The defensive player of the year. See him come right on and go for the ball.
Yeah, La Salle's done an excellent job. We talked about in the first half of the game, Joel Baker and his scoring prowess, and La Salle's done a great job shutting him down. Oh, took a deflection. Oh.
Yeah, good effort by Bo Campbell.
Yeah, Danny Suits had a good opportunity, passed back by Timothy Sao, and had a good shot on goal. It took a little deflection off the defender, which can be a nightmare for a goalkeeper, but unfortunately for Fountain Valley and unfortunately for La Salle was going wide, but you saw the speed and the effort from Bo Campbell to step up and keep that ball in bounds and have another opportunity.
I think what La Salle has to do, they've got to bring it up to the front and just attack them with the 3 offensive players here.
Yeah, well, despite having the better of the possession, they have seemed to lack a little bit of creativity in that final third of the field, and that's where you want your players to be creative, and that's where you got players like Sammy and Corey and Zach Rothman up front to be that creative player up front for you. And when you get a player like Danny Suits running out of the midfield now, that they got him running out of the midfield, he can create a lot of havoc for the defense. So hopefully if the forwards start to make a few more runs for each other, they're going to create a little bit more offensive opportunities.
Wes Hardy playing a strong game. Gets pushed down. And, Fountain Valley thinks it's theirs. It's going our way. Daniel Crandall moves the ball forward up to Montano. Suits. There he goes. Danny Suits is being cheered by his sister, Katie Suits, in her outstanding New Hampshire snow hat. Anyway,
that's something you don't get at the club level as well, is the opportunity to have a brother and sister playing for the same school and same different programs and support each other. So you got a lot of tradition of brothers and sisters coming through both programs, and
So we're seeing a good number of people coming to watch the game, even though the weather's getting colder. I'm looking around, and not all parents. There's students coming through. I think the girls had to leave to go. The girls' team just left. I'm not certain where they're heading off to. They might have some pregame function getting ready for tomorrow's game against Esperanza.
Yeah, again, a big game against Esperanza. It's always a battle, especially in the girls' programs as well, between the two schools. So, well flicked on by Sammy. Zach just not making the run early enough, and I think that's been the key to La Salle. The forwards just aren't making the runs early enough to get onto these balls that are being played forward. They're just not reading it quite well enough. Wyatt stepping up, forcing the shot.
Yeah, Wyatt's having a great game. He's really learning how to direct the defense. Something we worked on early on this team in the season when there was a whole brand new set of players on both sides. Nobody knew each other. You know, there's a lot of trust that has to be there.
Yeah, it's been difficult for some of these guys here in La Salle. You know, when I left playing a certain way, and when Coach Kafka came in and had his ideas of how you want to play, and now you got Donovan Martinez. So you got a few players here that had the opportunity to play under 3 coaches in 3 different styles, and it really, you know, can develop you as a player, but can also confuse you a little bit as well. So to make those adjustments and stuff, and it really is a short season. It comes right away. You know, the preseason, you play a lot of games, but it's only about a month long.
It is short, and what some of our viewers don't realize is Donovan Martinez came on as coach in mid-November.
Yeah, to get that, I mean, to get that started that late, you know, just before official practice, when he came in, I think it was a week of official practice that it was announced that Donovan was taking over. So not having the opportunity, I mean, granted, he was the Frostoff coach last year and had an opportunity to work with a few of these kids, but to really set your tone as a coach, it takes some time, and to come in and have to perform right away and get these kids ready right away. I think he's done an excellent job.
There's Danny and David Sides came up to break that run.
Fountain Valley's got a player down in the middle of the field, but it looks like he's getting up and going on. Oh, here's a chance for Zach Rothman. Oh, just a little.
One step off.
His touch let him down a little bit there. Zach did. Ball got played a little bit behind him, but I still think he had the opportunity to control it. But trying to get it to his right foot instead of holding it on his left foot away from the defender. He brought it over to the defender.
Are you getting cold? It's really starting to chill up.
It's starting to get a little chilly out here now. At least we're dry.
I think we'll remain dry. That's a good
I
thing.
think we'll stay dry today. Hasn't rained this hard in quite some time. And again, soccer, one of those great sports that you can play no matter what. So rain can be a great equalizer for soccer.
Yep, slows
the game down a little bit, can take some of the skill away from a few players. So, especially at the high school level, rain can be quite an equalizer for players. There's Corey again. Corey's trying to take it on his shoulders and try and create something to happen. He's, again, looking for the team to move. I think that's been the key in this game. La Salle's just not moving off the ball up front right now. Makes it very easy for defenders to defend when their forwards are standing around and not making runs.
Right.
It's easy to mark up and easy to keep track of them. If they start making runs and switches and making early runs, it makes it very difficult for defenders.
Young freshman.
Leibowitz there, good decision just to make sure it's covered well, let it roll wide for a goal kick, not taking the chance of a missed touch and giving up the corner kick.
At a substitution, Fountain Valley 6. Daniel Caputo is taking a rest.
Number 2, Mike Bonita back in the game.
Joel Baker has been quiet thus far. I think the Griffins are hoping that he remains that way.
Yeah,
To avoid that, they've got to get the ball on the other side of the field.
yeah, White's done an excellent job in making sure Joel's picked up early and defending either by himself or Jerry or Daniel Crandall. As soon as La Salle loses the ball, they can see they're a little worried about him, and he's picked up right away by the defense. So he hasn't been able to find the space I think he's hoping for. Sammy showing a little bit of what he's made of. Oh, didn't get the call was looking for.
Didn't get the call.
It's one of those tough things going into a couple players. It's hard to tell whether he was tripped or just kind of little stepped on the ball there. But,
yeah. A lot of acting, but not good enough to sell it. Not good enough to sell it.
Yeah, Donovan seems to be looking to stick pretty much with his lineup. I don't see any players warming up for La Salle, so he's hoping this again.
Well, I think the first game of the season, it's an experience for him. The program is his now, and as you said, the coaches all play a little different, and the other coaches don't really know him because he played in Central California area. There's so many coaches here are Southern California natives or have been here quite a while. He's not a very well-known entity as how he would play, how his team would attack.
Yeah, most of these guys, the Sunset League coaches, have all either played together or coached against each other or coached with each other for quite some time. I was with Wolfpack for a while as a coach, where I had an opportunity to coach actually Danny Caputo for Fountain Valley and a couple of the other players, where Jason Smith does his coaching. An opportunity to coach with him, and Jeff Schofield at Marina was a coach for me over at Beach Soccer Club for a while. Now he's down at Wolfpack and stuff. And
I noticed when you guys get married, everybody stands up for each other in their weddings.
Yeah,
yeah. There's usually 2 or 3 other coaches there.
This is true. This is true. My wedding reception line definitely looked like a coaching who's who.
That was the same with our former coach, Mike Kafka. He had so many of the coaches there too.
I didn't have the opportunity to travel to Colorado to go to Mike's wedding, although I was invited, but didn't have an opportunity to go to his little party he had for him and his wife when he got back. So. Fountain Valley starting to get a little more forward now, starting to put a little pressure.
They don't like that. You know, it's a dangerous thing to have a 1-goal lead. And David's going to make certain that Sammy doesn't get near that ball.
It's like Wyatt Martin's starting to push up the field a little bit more, maybe feeling the need to take a few chances and get forward. Danny Suits has kind of dropped back into the back. Maybe not the experience as a defender, but definitely will work hard back there.
Good move by Corey.
Oh. Corey showing what he does well. Oh, just wide of the goal.
Just missed it.
Corey receiving the ball about 10 yards into the half and making a good 30-yard run at the goal. Now he's still looking to get the call and wanting to get the foul, but
he didn't get it.
You know, as a player and especially as a goal scorer, you get an opportunity like that, you got to stick with the play and finish out the play, and then let the referee make the decision what he wants to do. Gerard Mangan's doing an excellent job as a referee today. He's kept good control of the game. I mean, it's been a pretty easy game to call, but too many times referees try and put their stamp on the game. And he's really letting them play and do their thing and just been there when he needed to be. So
I like the fact that he's letting him play. He's checking before he makes the call if there was really an advantage or if it was just incidental.
Yeah, it's difficult with high school the way it is with high school rules being no advantage rule that you have in the club. So a lot of times they have to call plays that normal fans of soccer are used to seeing go on, and a little confused as to why they're being called, but no advantage being played with really safety being the first concept of the referees in the high school level. So they take away that advantage.
Yeah, Baker is silent. You can see in his eyes he wants that goal.
Yeah, he's getting a little frustrated. Head down, weaving his head back and forth a little bit in frustration there. That he's not getting the service that he wants and not getting the opportunities he wants. He's showing some clear signs of frustration.
Yep. It's a positive if the Griffins can just get the ball down here and net, finish it.
Yeah, LaSalle definitely with the better opportunities this second half. Early on in the half, Fountain Valley had those few opportunities, but of late, LaSalle with 2 really good opportunities and a bit unlucky not to be 1-1 in this game at this point. Jerry Harding doing what he's done all game to step up, win the ball, and play it out nice and easily. Oh, Joel.
Oh, Joel, he wants that one back.
Yeah, he had an opportunity he was looking for all game right there. Little miscommunication in the back for LaSalle. Wyatt being pushed up in the midfield, maybe not as organized back there, and got the ball played in behind him. Another chance to have a look at it here. Ball gets played in behind, and he puts it just wide. Looked like it took a little bounce on him. He was heading into the box. A little uneven surface out here.
Yeah, it looked like it took a bounce, and he tried to compensate and wound up on the ground. We got the break on that one.
Yeah, definitely a break for Los Alamitos. To go 2-0 down at this stage of the game would be devastating for him. Tough battle. 1-0 down coming in. You can still get that late goal, but send this game into overtime. But 2-0 down would be an opportunity. Well, you're seeing Coach Donovan Martinez up out of his chair. That's rare. He's starting to strategize and see what he can do to maybe nick this last-minute goal here.
LaSalle they're losing the light. It's getting late in the game.
Danny looking to take it on himself there, but David Sy is just a little too smart of a player to look to take on at that opportunity. Yeah,
they both play for Wolfpack. I think they've seen each other and
quite often.
Sort of knew what Danny was going to do on that play.
Yeah, I think Danny needs to get the ball settled to his feet there and look to play and run off of it. And if you can get David turned around, that's when he's going to get his opportunities. That's the game.
That's the game.
1-0 Fountain Valley for the 2004-2005 season opener. We'll be back right after the game here with a few interviews with the players. A few thoughts on the final minutes of the game, Jim?
Well, I think a loss is never good, except in this case, the team didn't know how they were going to do in league. There have been all kinds of innuendos that opening against Fountain Valley, that they would have their way with the team. I think the team stood up well. If anything, they have to work, as you said earlier, on movement by their forwards to make it more difficult to be marked and to see the runs, so to anticipate what's going to happen.
Yeah, definitely. We'll be right back with some player interviews.
This edition of LATV3's Game of the Week is brought to you by family and friends of the Los Alamitos Boys Soccer Booster Club. By College Funding, helping families with financial aid analysis and choosing colleges that give the best financial aid packages. We take the headaches out of sending your student to college. By The Fish Company. We're fanatical about freshness, and we're fanatical about Los Al soccer. By Front Door Properties. Let Front Door Properties open the front door to a successful real estate experience. By Georgie's Place. American and Greek Grill, dine in or take out. Georgie's Place supports Los Al soccer. By Captanis Chiropractic. Family practice, nutrition, and pediatrics. Go Los Al Soccer. By Marcus Dunsworth, Family Dentistry, supporting youth athletics in the communities of Los Alamitos and Long Beach for 18 years. Farmers and Merchants Bank, California's strongest bank with 20 branch locations serving Long Beach, the South Bay, and Orange County. And very special thanks to Kevin Pierce of Diamond Rentals for providing equipment for LATV3's Game of the Week.
Here we are with number 7, Wyatt Martin, Captain Wyatt Martin. Wyatt, bit frustrating to 1-0 loss first Sunset League game, but I thought you guys did an excellent job of shutting down Joel Baker, the top scorer for Fountain Valley. Tell me what your thoughts are as far as how you guys were looking to defend him and take him on today.
Well, we knew he was one of their best players, and before the game we told one of our fullbacks, Daniel Crandall, to step on him tight and don't let him go throughout the whole game without being challenged. And I think he did well today. Only got one shot off and was on goal. And other than that, he played brilliant.
He scored in all 10 of the games that they had prior to this game, so you guys shut him down. So excellent job. What do you think maybe you could have done to change that a little bit?
I don't know. We told the guys before the game that just play hard, don't give them any space. Touch them if you have to, but our marks could have been tighter everywhere, in the back, in the middle, up top. But overall, I think we did all right.
All right, well, best luck to you, Wyatt, the rest of the season.
All right, thank you.
We're to Danny Suits. Danny, bit difficult to find a little space in the midfield today, it seemed for you. Maybe some experience you have with these players on the club level, or?
Yeah, I know 2 of the guys on the club level. Their goalie and the left back, who is one of the best defenders in our league, and he played pretty good today.
It looked to me like maybe the midfield wasn't getting as much movement off the forwards as they would have liked to have.
Yeah, we didn't really play the ball into the forwards' feet so the midfielders could run off of it as much as I would want to. We're more like kicking it over than trying to run off on it and then trying to get a cross in off of a standing ball, which is really difficult because they have really good defense.
So based on what you're doing today, what do you think you guys can look forward to changing to go against Esperance on Friday?
Just playing the ball around a little more, winning 50-50 balls in the middle of the field is really important. We're one of the smallest teams I've seen, but I think we can still play like one of the biggest. I mean, we have the strength and the talent to be able to.
All right. Well, best luck to you, Danny, the rest of the season. Go, Sam. Number 9. Sammy, tough game. Just couldn't find the space for you up front, it seemed like.
Yeah. Well, their sweeper, number 8, David Sias, is a great defender, one of the top in Premier League. He's got a full scholarship to UCI, and with him there, we had trouble finding our forwards and getting attack on. Had trouble today.
Yeah, it seemed that you and Corey just really couldn't seem to get the connection maybe you guys have had in some of the other games where you were playing off of each other and just couldn't seem to find that space to work in.
Yeah, most games we seem to find each other and score goals easily, but today they happened to shut us down. We just didn't have a teamwork that we usually have.
You came off there in the half, or just at the end of the second half there, a little frustrated. What was going through your mind at that point?
I was just frustrated at how we couldn't play as a team like we do most other games. Like in the South Torrance tournament we were just in, we had great teamwork and played the ball well together. But today we just couldn't do it. It was very frustrated. So.
Well, best of luck the rest of the season, Sammy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you again for La Salle Soccer. We look forward to seeing you in the future.
The name of the game. Football. The name of the game. Football. The name of the game. Football. The name of the game. The name of the game. Football. The name of the game. Football. The name of the game.